Hello everyone, welcome back. In this section, we are going to talk about formatted printing. Formatted printing allows us to produce clean, readable, and organized output in our Python programs. It helps display text and variables together in a controlled manner. In Python, we have multiple ways to format string for printing. In this video, we are going to talk about using fstring. So fstring is the easiest way to format strings. We embed variables and expressions inside curly braces within a f string prefix with f. Let me illustrate it with an example. Here I'm having a string Alice, I'm having one integer 25. Previously we learned that we are going to print the message to the user like this. So in quotes I'm having my name is, then a comma, then I put the name of the variable which is name, and then comma, again quotes, and I am, then comma, the name of my variable which is age, then comma, and then quotes here, years old. So when I run this code, it is going to show me this message. My name is Alice and I am 25 years old. However, typing down many quotes and commas, variable, then quotes, commas, variable name, and then quotes might be a bit annoying when you're switching from message to calling a variable in the print function. We could do something else instead. We could type down the print function, type down the F keyword here, and have the double quotes for the whole parenthesis. Whenever we want to mention a variable to be printed, in curly braces we type down the name of the variable here. So as you see, I'm having the message my name is, and in curly braces I'm, instead of having comma, name of variable, comma, in curly braces I'm having the name of my variable which is name in this case, then I am the rest of my message, then in curly braces I'm having the age and then years old. So when I run this code, it has the same output as this one. Okay, both of them are the same, but this way is more convenient. As you see here, so f strings method is very useful if we want to switch, for example, between quotes and variables. We don't need to switch anymore, because what I mean by switch is like I'm having my double quotes here, for example. Let me type down this. So I'm having my name is, I'm having the double quotes, then comma, name of my variable name, and then double quotes, I am, then quotes and age, and again quotes, years old. Instead of shifting between the closing and opening a quote and typing down a comma to name the variable, we could type down everything, and instead we just put the variables inside curly braces to, for the sake of simplicity. But we need to be careful about this f before the uh, opening quote in our print function. Thank you for watching. Hello everyone, welcome back. In this video, we are going to talk about formatted printing using format function. Let me illustrate it with an example. I'm having a variable called name and it has a string which is Bob here, and I'm having another variable called age. It is equal to 30. I would like to print the message in the output. So I type down my name is in curly braces empty, and I am in curly braces that are empty years old, and then I close the quote. After closing the quote, I use dot and I call format function, and in parentheses, because I was having two curly braces, I type down the name of my variables that I would like to be inserted in the curly braces respectively. So my name is, I would like the name variable Bob to be inserted in the first one, so this is why I'm calling the name firstly, then and I am, then age is the is going to be inserted in the second curly braces. This is why I'm talking about age as the second variable here, years old. So when I run this code, I have my name is Bob and I am 30 years old. So using format function, we can also have our printing in the output, but we need to be careful that we have dot, then the name of the format, then the variables that I would like to be inserted in the empty curly braces. And one thing to check is that we need to have the same number of variables in the parentheses as the number of empty curly braces in our message here. Thank you for watching. Hello everyone, welcome back. In today's video, we are still going to use the format function, but in another version. So here we are going to use positional arguments. I'm having this message being shown in the output. I have curly braces apples and curly braces orange. So the counter is 0 for the first curly brace and the counter is 1 for the second curly brace. After the message, I'm having dot and then I'm calling the format function, and in parentheses I'm having two numbers 5 and 3. So when I run this code, I have this message being shown in the output. I have 5 apples. So first value in this function is going to be replaced in the first curly brace in my message. 5 apples and 3 orange. So 3 is going to be here in the second curly brace. So this is the numeric way of typing down the curly braces in order for you to keep track of how many curly braces you are having in your message. This is a good way to keep track and trace. So you can say 0 and 1. Okay, I'm having 2 curly braces and I'm having 2 values in my format function to replace them. So everything is good and I'm in the safe side. So this is a good way to check and understand if you're having exact numbers in the parentheses as you have curly braces in your message. Thank you for watching. Hello everyone, welcome back. We are going to talk about named arguments. In order to have named arguments, I'm having my message here. So hello, and in curly braces I type down name, and then I type down you have, and in braces I'm having message, new messages. After ending the code, I'm having dot format function. There I'm having two arguments as well, separated by a comma. So I type down name equals Charlie and messages equal 2. So this messages is exactly this argument here, and this name is exactly this name that is here. So if it's X, it could be X as well. So when I run this code, for example, it says, hello, Charlie, you have 2 new messages. So I type down hello, and then X variable is here, or let's say argument, and then message argument is here, and I'm initializing the X and messages arguments in the parentheses of my format function. This is how we can also print in the output using named arguments. Thank you for watching. Hello everyone, welcome back. In today's video, we are going to talk about padding and alignment. So we can control the width and alignment of printed text using formatting options. In order to use the right align numbers, we can use the print function and then use the F keyword and then the codes. And inside curly braces, I type down 1, 2, 3. So 123 is the number that I would like to have it in the output. Then colon larger than 5. This colon larger than means that I would like to align my number to the right side, and the output is padded to a width of 5. Aligned to the right is this one, and this is the number. Oops, sorry. This is the pad to a width of 5. So when I run this code, you see number 123 is being printed, but instead of having 5, if I type down, for example, 15, it is moving to the right more than before. So if I type down 25, it moves to the right more. So this is how we use the right align. In order to use the left align, we do the same thing, but instead of having the larger than sign, we type down the lower sign. So here apple is what I want to have in the output. Then I'm having this colon lower than, and then numbering it 10. So it is going to be left aligned because of colon lower than sign, and then with a width of 10 because we're typing down the number there. And if we are willing to have the alignment and the padding, we need to put it in the curly braces here. And then I type down the rest of my message, for example, is delicious. So when I run the code, you see apple with some space, then is delicious. The space comes from this part, okay, with the padding of 10. For example, if I type down 20 and I run the code, you see the space is more now. So if I type down, for example, 5, the space should be less. As you see here, we can play with the space however we want, depending on the message that we would like to show in the output. And then center align, we are having it here, the center align. I would like to type down the center in the output. We see it here. Then we type down the colon and the hat sign and the width that we would like to use. So when I run this code, I'm having center here. But if I type down, for example, 20, the center will be moving to the right. If I type down, for example, 40, the center is now here. So this is a very useful way for you if you want to use the alignment first and you would like to do padding in Python. So you would like to move and shift your text to left, to right, or to center. This would be very useful. Thank you for watching. Hello everyone, welcome back. In today's video, we're going to talk about formatting numbers. Let me illustrate it with an example. I'm having a variable called value, and it is assigned this number, 3.14159. So this number has 5 decimals. But when I print this variable in the output, I just want to see the first 2 decimals, okay? I would like to see 3.14 and not the rest of it. How do we do that? To do that, I'm typing down the print function. Then I use the F keyword for the F string version of printing. Then I type down pi is approximately, then in braces, I type down the name of my variable, which is value. Then, in order to only print the first 2 decimals, I type down this part. I type down colon dot 2f. So when I run this code and I print the variable value, I see pi is approximately 3.14. If you want to see the first 3 decimals, you type down simply 3 here. So you see 3.1, 4, and 2. This is how we can use formatting numbers in Python. For example, I have another variable, it is called x, and it has, like, for example, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 decimals. And when I want to print this number, I simply type down the F keyword and the quotes, and then in braces I type down the name of my variable, sorry, which is x here, and then I type down colon dot and 2f. It is going to print the first 2 decimals of my x variable here. So 12.12 is what I see in the output, and it is printing out the first 2 decimals. And if you want, for example, the 4 first decimals, you can simply type down 4 here, for example. So this is how we can do formatting numbers in Python. Thank you for watching. Hello everyone, welcome back. In today's video, we are going to learn how to add commas to large numbers. I'm having a large number here, and I'm assigning this number to my variable called large number. Let me call it x, for example, here. And when I want to print this number, generally, if I don't have this code, when I run this, we are going to see the number is, and here is my variable x, so the number is being printed out in the output, but it's a bit hard to read, as you see here. In order to add commas, we can use colon, then comma after the name of our variable in the braces. So when I run the code now, you see the readability of the number is improved very much. So we can basically read this number easily by adding these commas. But it's very easy to add these commas. We just need to type down colon and comma after the name of our variable in the braces. Then it is going to automatically consider it when printing the number. Thank you for watching.